So I'm gonna go over how these hitboxes and stuff work. So I'm just gonna quickly show you how to call the attack function. Oops. It's similar before. You got these special C++ functions. Gets to current stance, melee attack. You can just toggle if it's heavy or not. Pretty simple. And then you can set something similar by do an animation by name. So that's how that attack sets up. Well, I'll show you how these items are set up then next. So under mesh, you have your items, and this is a static mesh. You open it up, and then I have these sockets here. To create a new one, you just right click. You just click right here. Just create a new socket. So it's going to create a new one. So you have your front. So here's your front. This is a size of the socket is relative scale right here. So it's just going to be rendered as a square because I have it set under relative scale. I have all three of these set. So it's automatically going to know it wants to be a square, like the C++ code is going to convert it. And then for the tip, on the relative scale, I only have these two zeroed out, and I have this one acting just as the radius. So it's going to know by knowing these two are zeroed out and the code it wants to be a radius. And the back is the same as the front. I should show how that works. I'll show it off. So these are regular swings, the squares. And then here you got your front and back. And then for the thrust, you get a sphere. And you notice it disappears really quickly. So after you're done setting up your item here, you go to a blueprints and under items. I got this interface here, and there's just two functions I've made. Get scene component, and that's basically easy way to get the items. Mesh component, whatever it's like rendering, and then you have your stance profile. So this is the interface. It's blank. So when you create a new item blueprint, just do it here. Actor. Pretend this is a new item. You go to class settings. So you're gonna look under here. There's nothing over here. So you're gonna click add, and it's gonna be right here, item interface. And I see these two new functions popped up. And it having this interface, you can identify this as an item as well. So under staff, all I got is get stance profile, so it tells you which ones you want to use, staff swing, and the scene component, so I'm returning the static mesh here. So that's how you set up the items. So this, you're asking about damage, so I'll explain that too. We can do like get damage data, and then you can have all these outputs like here, all these parameters, then each item, you see now it's here, each item you just return the data you want, so you can specify your damage here, and then read that data elsewhere. I hope that makes sense. And then for the character, I have it actually set up pretty simple. These are only thing in the character blueprint. So you have your, you're sending your asset you want to use. So this is the asset with all these spear animations, the staff I mean, for this certain character. So if you want to use it, similar animations like staff thrust, but different animations for a character, you just create a new asset and use the same ones, profile names here, and then just set that asset in the character. So And then this is a set item function, and I'm just saying, hey, I want to set it to this staff. So it's right here. And then when C++, when it notices event, anything from like a animation notifier or anything, it was send it to this two character events function, and this is all in blueprints at the moment. It's just pretty simple. It's all under this blueprint function. So remember my item system. This one's just a placeholder while I get the other one linked up to this one. So this is a two character events. So it's just calling basically this item right here, two item events. So it's gonna check if it's an item. So it is. If it's a sound event, then it's gonna play the sound. If not, it's gonna do the hit. So this is where it adds stacks or hitbox or removes it if it's a 0. So add hit task by notify. So that's where that is activating, deactivating. And then set item is basically setting an item in a character's hand. So, and then doing all the things like setting the stance and stuff. So the animation notifies. Probably should have gone over that first. So you have your swing. So you have your hit. So you're telling, hey, it's a hit, comma, and you're saying what socket you want your front socket, and 6 sub steps. If you want to turn it off, you just do 0 sub steps. And then later on, we can add another parameter between 0 and 1 here. And it's going to be like, what's the percentage of damage that single attack's going to do? Maybe some of the attacks in the animation don't do full attack damage or something. But yeah, so that's how that's set up. If you have any questions, you can let me know.